Okay, so in your first house, we have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, and we have the Three of Cups. Now, the Seven of Pentacles often talks of planting seeds. So I feel like some of you may have, I feel like some of you are waiting, like I said before, maybe you're planting your seeds, or you're putting your focus in too much different, you're planting your seeds in too many different areas right now, okay, and it's becoming a bit too much, or it's becoming a burden, because then you have the Knight of Cups in reverse, and Knight of Cups often talks of either overcommitment, or um putting your foot in your mouth, or maybe you can possibly just have too many things that is going, well, it is the holiday times, maybe you have too many things that's going on for you right now, or you may have too many obligations, you may feel like you have to tend to too many things right now, or tend to too many events, or tend to too many peoples. Maybe some of you may be juggling more than one partner, because the threes often means love triangles, or it can just mean social celebrations, because you see the women celebrating and enjoying and laughing and dancing and drinking in celebrations. Or it can mean that some of you may be overindulging. Like I said, it is the holidays, okay? But I definitely feel like you may be feeling like your efforts are going in vain, or you're feeling like, you're overcommitting yourself, or you're feeling like someone is manipulating you, or you feel like you have to manipulate someone. But definitely feel like you're standing in society right now, or like you're just feeling like you just have too many obligations, I feel, or you have too many things that you need to tend to, and you need to narrow it down. Okay, definitely narrow it down. So that's the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. Don't make promises that you can't keep. And then in your second house, I'm sorry, the first house deals with self-image or self-expression. The most important, it refers to the sun sign and your temperament and your general attitude towards life right now. And it can be your physical health and your personal appearance. So yeah, these cards are definitely saying like maybe it's a little bit too much indulgence, or you have too many things underneath your belt, and you feel like you have to you're committing to too much things, or you're making promises that you can't keep, and you're just dabbling into too many things, and you planted too many seeds, okay? And now your second house, which deals with the Knight of Pentacles. And then, sorry, you have the Knight of Pentacles, but the second house deals with your personal resources, possessions, land, and material values, and your priority in life. And this is like your attitude towards money, security, and here we see how possessive you are, and if you view people as possessions, and also reveals your priority. All right. So right now your priority is definitely on working on your talents and working on projects and finances, because the Knight of Pentacles and the Pentacles in the deck often represents earth signs, which is Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. And these are very practical signs, very tangible. They're very business savvy. They're very down to earth, and they are often good with managing money. Okay, the Pentacles represent money, and they're very stable, very grounded, and very reliable. And the Knight of Pentacles often talks about working hard and diligently towards a goal or towards a task, no matter what. You want to see, you want to use your talents, you want to use your skills, you want to utilize what you have, and you want to bring it into something practical and tangible that you can feel and grasp in the long run. All right. So your personal resources and possessions and land. This is actually just a very good card to have there right now. Your focus, or your primary focus right now, is on like setting up shop, or just having a firm foundation that you can rely on. Okay. And in your third house of communications, you have the Ten of Pentacles, and then you have the Eight of Pentacles. And Ten of Pentacles often talks of like stability, support, inheritance, help from family, and things of that nature. firm foundation, grounded. You're feeling very supported, and you're feeling very rooted and confident in your surroundings and in your friends and your siblings and your whatever else. And then the Eight of Pentacles often talks of hard work, working on your crafts, mastering your crafts, putting in all the necessary work, and no one can tell you nothing that you are working hard. And with these two here in your third house, and your third house deals with communications, your personal ideas, short journeys, interaction with siblings and neighbors, and it also governs where you live and the environment. You're just focusing right now. I feel like this is telling you that you have a very good relationship with your siblings and with your immediate environment, like with your neighbors and things like that. Not necessarily to do with your job, but where you live and your environment. I feel like the support is great in that aspect with family members, with your siblings, and with neighbors. I feel like the support there is great. Okay, of these two pentacles here, and then you have the King of Wands in reverse, and then you have the Seven of Cups upright, and this is in your fourth house, and this is in the fourth house. These are psychological foundations, domestic issues, parents, and endings, and they could deal with your relationship at home, in particular with your parents or with your kids. Okay, and like I said earlier, I feel like there's a strong focus on a womanly figure in your life right now. Maybe that woman can be, but with the King of Wands in reverse, with you being a Aries, which is the fire sign, I feel like some of you guys, I feel like this is saying for some of you that you may be a little bit overwhelming or overbearing in your home situation right now, because of the fact that you have so many choices or so many options, or your head may be in the clouds right now. When it comes to domestic situations, I feel like you don't know what to do, or you don't know what to choose, and may becoming a bit demanding, overbearing, or maybe like my way or the highway. Or if this isn't you, maybe it can be a dominating parent, or if it's not a parent, then maybe it's your spouse or something. But someone is a bit someone is a bit controlling and bossy and a little bit overbearing. All right, and it's not that great of a feeling. Okay, definitely feel like for some of you, it speaks of you being out of your element, or you being with your head in the clouds, or you're not feeling that grounded when it comes to your home life or your domestic life. You're feeling a bit foggy right now. Okay, and a choice needs to be made, a decision needs to be made about something, so that you can feel back grounded again, and back like you're on your 2 feet. Okay, I'm feeling back stable. And then in your fifth house, which deals with personal creativity and romance, and very childlike, how creative you are in all areas of your life, whether it's from arts to cooking to gardening to your use of your hands, to where your passions lie, to what sort of lover you are, and things of that sort. Okay, and what you received is the Two of Wands, and the Wands is fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, which is action, which is passion, which is taking the bull by the horns, like you're going forward, you're charging ahead. Very good social skills with the fire signs. Often have the gift of the gab. Just full of life and vigor and fire and drive and passion and force. Okay? And you receive the Two of Wands upright. The Two of Wands upright often speaks of making an intuitive decision. Now, with this being in your fifth house, I feel like also this can mean that you're realizing that you're capable of so much more. Like your intuition is telling you that, okay, like you have what it takes to be more, or you have what it takes to execute what you want. And like I was saying in the previous reading, Maybe you are in a situation where you're in a job where you're unhappy, or you made some bad investments, or you're starting to realize that your focus, where you're putting your focus now, is not the way. So your intuition is telling you, you need to make a conscious decision. Listen to your spirit guides and listen to your intuition telling you that you're capable of doing more. So do that. Okay. And then you have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Three of Pentacles often talks of teamwork when it's upright. Often talks about getting recognition for your work. Talks about, working together as a team, working diligently and faithfully. Everyone's communicating good. Everyone's being equal. Everyone's giving equal, give and take, or everyone's giving equal contribution to a certain project or to a certain task. But with it in reverse, it's speaking of the opposite of that. And this also goes back to what I felt in the first reading for you guys, is that there's definitely what's it called? There's definitely some imbalance with in regards to your personal creativity. Maybe you feel like your creativity is stifled right now, or maybe you feel like your work is you're not being recognized for your work, okay? And you're feeling a bit trapped. And that's why you need to move on and realize that you are capable of doing so much more, because you're feeling trapped because you have the Eight of Swords. Now, the Swords in the Tarot card deck is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and it speaks of the air signs, which is to do with communication and which to do with words and dialect and lingo. They often are very good with speech. They can woo you and charm you with their linguistic characteristics. And also, this card it talks about trapped, like self-imposed beliefs, self-limitations. You have these mental blocks on yourself. You're feeling like you're trapped, but you can take the blindfold off for you and you can walk if you want, okay? And you will do that with the Two of Wands here, because you're realizing that you need to put some more personal. Perhaps you have a job that you're not really using your creativity fully, and you want to be more creative and you want to be more involved, or you want to do more, like you feel like you have the capability of doing more, okay? And you will do that, and maybe because you are paired up with some people that don't have your highest good into their perspective, okay? So you need to look out for yourself and free yourself from these mental blocks, because they're self-imposed and you can release them at any time. And then also you have in your sixth house, which deals with like jobs, personal health, and employees, the internal health, the diet and hygiene, and how you handle everyday routine, but yada, yada, yada. You have the High Priestess and the Empress. They're both upright, but then in between them, you have the Temperance card in reverse. This is the Empress card. Beautiful card, okay? Empress talks about, is very earthy, very sensual. She gets projects going off the ground. She is very nurturing. The High Priestess on its own is a very entirely intuitive woman. She knows the secrets of life, the mysteries of life, okay? Temperance upright is a well-balanced woman. In reverse, it's not so balanced. And it can also mean recklessness and drunkenness. It is a holiday time, so y'all may be drinking a lot, or someone around you may be drinking a lot. But to me, all these cards together, I feel like it is telling you, when it's speaking on the physical terms, yeah, I feel like it's saying there's an imbalance in the mental and the physical. So remember, this is in your personal health and hygiene and your everyday life and how you tend to your internal health, yeah? So I feel like on a physical level, this may be telling you that there's an imbalance between the mental and the physical, and you need to give all aspects of you equal amounts of attention, okay? And balance, okay? Because that's very important. And in regards to everyday routine and work and home life, I feel like this is saying that there may be a rift or a battle or an imbalance in between mother and daughter, okay? Or if this is a male, just an imbalance between you and someone else. And this is going back to what I was saying about that give and take on that not someone's maybe giving a little bit more attention to someone than the other. So this could be speaking of I feel that this is saying there may be a rift between mother and daughter and arguments about what we're the focusing on, and what the focus is, where the focus is, and what the focus is being put on, and we're in certain relationships, there is definitely a need for reciprocity. And this is in your 6th house, okay? And in your 7th house of partnerships and spouse and emotional relationships, and this can either deal with business partnerships, or it can deal with your partnerships with your spouse. I feel like the energy, no, I don't feel like the energy is you are being very defensive. You're on the defense. The 7 of Wands often speaks of you feeling like you have to defend yourself, defend your beliefs, defend who you are, and defend why you're being a certain way, okay? And then you also receive the 2 of Cups in reverse. So yes, I feel like it's definitely highlighting that your stance, or your place within a certain group or an organization or within a certain person is a little bit uneven, or is a little bit shaky right now, is a little bit on shaky grounds. You guys are not seeing eye to eye, and the partnership is suffering due to it. Okay, someone may be thinking that they're more of a boss than the other. Okay, and this can pertain to your definitely in, because what was right opposite that one, and what has relations to it, is, remember the cards that was saying that you're planting your seeds too much, or you're doing too much right now, okay? And then it's causing strife on certain relationships. Got the Knight of Cups in reverse and all of that. Maybe somebody is overcommitting, or over selling themselves, or something of that sort. Or someone, there may be maybe more than one person, maybe a third party involved, okay, with the 2 of Cups in reverse, and then 3 of Cups upright next to it. Okay, so now let's move on to the you guys in your 8th house. The 8th house deals with dreams. It deals with other people's resources, legacy, death, and sex. Things gained through others. May receive a gift or lottery. May make financial investments. And in this section, you have the Star card. All right, and the Star card is a very positive omen to get, and you also have the 10 of Cups. So I feel like you guys, going back to what I was saying earlier, but there may be definitely some support here from a family member, or from someone that you know and dearly and truly. They may be trying to support you in your dreams, okay? Because the 10 of Cups often deals, in the cups in the tarot card deck, I don't know if I mentioned it, they deal with the water signs, which is Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, and they're very deep, very intense, very intuitive, very nurturing, very loving, poetic like, and they can be very deep and intense at the time, like maybe too intense, okay? And the 10 of Cups often deals with a happy home. You've got the marriage, you've got everything that you need underneath your belt. You've got the support of family members. If you're not married, there's just a very good community, wonderful, jovial, joyous like feel, okay? And you receive that in your and then that with the Star card, and then with the Knight of Pentacles, which is on top of it, which is on the opposite side on the spectrum, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So I definitely feel like there is an offer. Maybe someone really is trying to help you and support you in your dreams, and want to see you prosper in life. And maybe that's where you're dragging your feet. Maybe you don't want to take any help from someone, and maybe that's why you're maybe that's what the message was coming through in the reading that I had stated prior to this one. But it's definitely feel like hope. I feel like hope is there, and you feel like you want to work on your talents. And I feel like there's definitely support around you to do that. Okay? It's the Star card. And then in your 9th house of dreams, ambitions, higher education, philosophy, religion, long distance travels and journeys, and broadening the mind with study or taking a break, you have the World card. All right? So I definitely feel like some of you guys are you want to strive for so much more in the world. Some of you, maybe you definitely want to go back away to school, or you want to master your craft in some way or the other. Maybe perhaps travel to a new country to go to a course, Or this can just mean you just want to travel because it's the holidays and you want to travel to go visit some spiritual retreat or some sort of retreat that's going to help you to relax your mind. All right. And the World card often talks of completion, often talks of having everything you need and feeling fulfilled in life. All right. So to have the World card in your ninth house, it definitely means long distance travel. I feel like some of you may be traveling or maybe thinking of traveling. And then in your 10th house, which deals with public image and social contributions and your profession. And I feel like this house is definitely telling you that, you know, you need to you want to make up your mind, and your head is kind of in the clouds right now when it comes to work, because I feel like in your work situation, it isn't really a pleasant environment for you right now. I feel like you guys received the Sun card, and this is the Sun card in reverse often deals with, like, pessimistic or like low vitality. You don't really feel high, or the Sun card in reverse is still positive, but it's not as, it's not that great of an omen as it would be if it was in the upright. It just speaks of delays, maybe, speaks of a pessimistic attitude or a gloomy attitude. You're not really seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. You may be feeling like, not so much positive or not so fruitful thoughts towards a certain job anymore. And that's why you're feeling like out of your elements, like the King of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Cups upright. You're feeling there's too many choices. Like you need to make a choice, a firm choice that will get you tangible results or get you profitable results, because your head is in the clouds a bit. Like, it's good to be ideal and it's good to have idealism and dream, but you need to be able to be practical. And I feel like that's why right now that's how you're feeling about a certain job situation or a certain work situation, and it's making you feel a little bit lethargic, or it's making you feel a little bit worn down, okay, or making you feel like your dreams are not coming true when it comes to work, okay. So maybe that's why you want to go back to school for some of you and pursue some sort of dream or some sort of goal, because you feel like you're not really feeling that fulfilled in your career anymore, okay. Because you're coming from because the environment is too competitive, is too, oh, I'll show you, I've got one up on you, or I can do this. It's very spiteful energy that's in your that's surrounding your profession right now and surrounding where you work. Okay, so you want to release this and release this energy from your life, because it's not healthy at all. And then also you have the final, not the final card, in your friend's house. And in your 11th house is deals with like friends, which is more like a social and acquaintance kind of level. And contact, social contact, and how you interact with the world right now. It reveals your attitude and that giving back to charity or like society, and how much time are committed, or whether it's coming straight from the heart or whether it has ulterior motives. Sorry if I'm looking up here. I don't really remember because remember, this is my first time kind of doing this spread. So the devil, you received the devil card, okay? And the devil card in the 11th house, and when it speaks of friends and social contacts and acquaintances and contacts, I feel like this is definitely highlighting going back to your first house over here, when it speaks of maybe you're feeling like a martyr, or maybe you're feeling like you're overcommitting yourself, or maybe you're feeling like you need to look before you leap, okay? Maybe you're just agreeing to do something but you don't really want to do it just for the social, just to please others, or just to, for the social aspect of it. Or maybe you feel like you have to do it because it's the holiday time and you feel like you should be mingling with people, but maybe you don't really want to at heart, okay? So yeah, when it comes to like social contacts and acquaintances, you receive the devil card. Now, the devil card is not so daunting as it looks. It just means that you have these bondages, or you feel hostage, or you feel trapped, or you feel like you're binded to something right now, and it's an unhealthy attachment, and it's often is a self-imposed or a self-limiting belief that you can change and you can release it and turn it up in reverse. The devil card is actually one of the cards that are positive in reverse. But upright is unhealthy, and you feel trapped and you feel stagnant. And then what's on the other side of the spectrum of that, which is going back to your 5th house, and in your 5th house, which is your personal creativity. Remember, you felt a bit stifled, and you felt like that there was better things on the horizon, or felt like you had more, you're capable of doing so much more in your life, because you felt like you wasn't getting recognition for certain jobs, or teamwork wasn't in the best of states that it can be in, and you felt stifled and trapped and blocked, and you feel it. And then with this card on under it is even highlighting that aspect even more, that you feel like obliged, like, or you're feeling like you're just doing something because you have to do it. You don't really want to do it, certain things, or you don't really want to go to certain social functions. This could even be just something as easy as, or something as simple as you just being invited to too many social parties, or maybe you're a part of an organization, or um a community where you feel like you feel obliged, and they're taking up all your time or something, or you know, and all your resources, and you just want to release yourself from that. All right. And you also have the Tower card here. So with these two cards in your 11th house, I feel like there's definitely some destroyed, or some upheaval, or some unnecessary or unwanted action or emotions that's going on around your social life right now. You feel obliged to do things. I feel like you don't really want to do it from the heart. I feel like you feel like you're forced to do certain things. Okay. And then in your final card, in the house of karma and your shadow house, you have any hidden resources and motivations. You have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles often talks of reciprocity, okay? So I feel like there's definitely a focus on like give and take, and who's giving what, and who's putting how much effort into what, whether this is a business partnership or whether this is your partnerships at home. And the cards that are opposing those, or that help highlight them, and that is on the opposite side. Remember, we had the High Priestess in between, the Temperance card in reverse, and then the Empress card. So I feel like it's telling you that reciprocity is needed, and a even balance of give and take is definitely needed. Okay. Now let's do an oracle message. Spirit guides, archangels, angels, ancestors of the highest good. What is the overall message in this reading for Aries? What is the overall message in this reading for Aries? What is the overall message in this reading for Aries? What is the overall message in this reading for Aries? What is the overall message in this reading for Aries? What is the overall message in this reading for Aries? You received peace. There is no need to worry, as everything is working out beautifully. This is the Goddess Tarot card decks, okay? Goddess Oracle cards. Aries. Even though appearances may seem chaotic, I assure you that a higher plan is in action. This all-loving power is carrying and supporting you completely. Relax into the arms of the divine love and breathe away all cares, concerns, and worries. Put your focus into enjoying and appreciating each blessing. Your gratitude helps you attract even more blessings into your life. Give your cares and worries to heaven. Pray, meditate, engage in peace-enhancing activities such as yoga, sea salt baths, massage, naps, music, playfulness, and the like. Okay? And then let's take, this is my new favorite oracle deck. This one here is French. The Oracle de la Triad, or Oracle of the Triad. Oracle of the Triad. What is the messages in this reading? What is the overall messages in this reading for Aries? Overall messages in this reading for Aries. Overall messages in this reading for Aries. December 2016. Overall messages in this reading for Aries. Overall messages in this reading for Aries. Prayer and message. Prayer and message. Okay? This card has to do with communication, messages, international contacts, insights, intuition, and hunches. A sensitive, good person, happy to help out, He or she is imaginative, creative, inspired, loves to read and write. This is the personality that takes on the essence of this card. Mutual trust in relationships. If you are single, you may meet someone through work, or you meet a person who frequently travels abroad. So I hope this message resonates with some of you. Just take with it what does and what doesn't. Just leave it, okay? And money, for money, this means in general, good finances, a cash flow can occur. And in profession and work situation, communication, occupants, post office, telecommunications, television, radio, you can play the role of mediator in a team, and you can be an excellent communicator. Someone hopes for change at the workplace, or this can just mean that someone hopes for change in the workplace. Yes, I feel like this is the message for some of you when it comes to your job situation. Some of you are hoping for change in your workplace. Okay, I feel like that's the message of this card, and I feel like that's why it came out. Beautiful, beautiful artwork, isn't it? Message, because it's in French, right? I want to say that the French, message. Okay, and then you have prayer, prayer. I don't know. Forget it. Which is number 19. And this card means the dark blue background associated, the general reading is the dark blue background associated with spirituality, a candlestick with 3 burning candles reminiscent of death and rebirth. The number 19 is associated with mutual solidarity, and that it has been established. 10. The card is associated with wishes, hopes, spirituality, and a general improvement in life. The personality traits of this card: an emotional person, innocent, quiet, calm, temperament. We can trust such a person. He or she is caring with everyone and everything. In love and relationships, sincere, complete love, spiritual love, or love ideas inspired by spirituality. Idealization of love in some cases. Idealization. So maybe when I was saying in the beginning, I feel like some of you are feeling for someone. Maybe this is the message for that. And thus a more fraternal love or a platonic love. Okay?